All rise. Silence is commanded upon this commission. We ask now that any telephones or anything that you have, please mute them or turn them off at this time. And you see me imitating the deputy sheriff, right? All right. They got a script. I'm trying to get it off the top of my head, but we ask that you please give us your attention, and we understand that we're running behind, so let us try to get on time. You may be seated at this time. All those who haven't been to draw near. See, that's how we can help each other, because I forgot that part. Oh, yeah, I forgot that part. All right. We get it all in after a while. Y'all keep telling me what I forgot. But we're going to move this commission meeting along. Let me say our first order of business is that having been called to order, we're going to have our inspiration and our invocation. And today we happen to have the Bishop Dr. Willie Farrell. Let me say the first thing I'm going to say, he's pastor of the Royal Church of Christ. All right. Bishop Farrell is a native of Jacksonville, Florida, where he attended the local public schools. He received a bachelor's degree in business administration from Jones Business College. He also attended the C.H. Mason's Bible Institute of Interdenominational Theological Center, the chapter here in Savannah, where he received a certificate in theology. In 1969, while serving in the armed forces, he accepted the call to ministry. On Saturday, October the 30th, 2010, he was consecrated as a bishop. On August the 24th, 2019, the St. Thomas Christian University conferred upon Bishop Willie Farrell an honorary doctorate of divinity degree. He's the recipient of the Hungry Clubs Forum of Savannah's 2022 Outstanding Community Service Appreciation Award. Bishop Farrell is happily married to Ms. Margaret N. Wilson and the father of 5. So let me present to us today the pastor of the Royal Church of Christ, the Honorable Bishop Willie Farrell. The mic is yours, and I'm gonna ask now after he gets through with his inspiration, I'm gonna ask that you all stand as he gets ready to lead us in prayer. Bishop Farrell.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you were saying all that, I said all he had to do was say he's old. Thank you to this commission for inviting me to share this morning's invocation as well as our inspiration. I'm wearing a medallion with an eternal flame in remembrance of our military, armed forces, those who lost their lives abroad and domestically. Also, we're remembering law enforcement, the essential workers as well as the first responders. And we are remembering our babies that was killed in Texas in school. We're remembering the grocery store in New York. We're remembering right here in our city, in our county, those that have lost their lives. Just before we do one moment of silence and remembrance of them, our inspiration of thought to ponder. What do we do when we face challenges that makes us wonder what's next? The answers are not always easy, and the directions is not always clear. In these circumstances, our hope is in Jesus alone. Our lives and our time are in his hands, and he assures us that he is the rock we can stand upon through the storm. This commission, I'm sure, every day faces those challenges that are seen and unseen. And we're here this morning to pray with you, to pray for you, as well as your families, as you do all that you can do to make life better, easier here in Chatham County. So much and so until people will not want to leave, but they'll flock here. In a moment of silence with me, please. Father in heaven, we are grateful, we're honored, blessed, and privileged, Lord. You've given us unto us another moment in time. We do remember, lest we forget, those that have paid the ultimate price, those that have lost their lives as well as their families. And in the case of our children, Lord, that survived that killing in Texas, their lives will never be the same. We pray, Lord, that you would give us insight, hindsight, and foresight into the areas which we come together to make sure that all of our citizens are safe, all of our citizens have a right and execute that right in all aspects of their lives. We want to make them to understand that government is for them and with them, actually because of them. We pray, Lord, a special prayer on this commission that you would continue to undergird them, lead and guide them as they make the tough decisions that will help us to live better lives. Do this, Lord, and we will forever be grateful for you. This we ask in thy Son, Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen.
Please join Commissioner Lockett in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. And Bishop Farrell, let me say how grateful we are that you have taken time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today and to bring us your inspiration as well as your invocation, giving us the strength to move on and never forget from whenceforth we came and those who made the sacrifice to get us where we are. Thank you again so much. We appreciate it. Roll call.
Chester A. Ellis, Chairman.
Present.
Kenneth A. Adams, District 8, Vice Chairman.
Present.
Helen L. Stone, District 1, Chairman Pro Tem.
Present.
Larry Gator Rivers, District 2.
Present.
Bobby Lockett, District 3.
Present.
Patrick K. Farrell, District 4.
Here.
Tanya Milton, District 5.
Present.
Aaron Whiteley, District 6.
Here.
Dean Kicklighter, District 7.
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, I'm going to make a small adjustment to our agenda today, and I'm going to call upon the manager, who shall call upon our HR director.
Yes, good morning. I would like to ask Ms. Carolyn Smalls if she'd come forward. This will be 8 awards today. We have our team members back in the room, which is awesome after almost 2 years. So we're excited to have them. I'll be stepping down with the department manager and the person receiving the gift. So I'd ask Ms. Smalls if she'd come forward and we'll begin the announcement.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners and County Manager Smith. It is indeed a pleasure to resume our in-person service awards today. It has been over 2 years. We did the last in-person award in February 2020. So it has been a long time. And I would tell you this, we actually did a survey of all of the service award recipients through the end of 2022 to get their preference to see if they were ready and comfortable with coming back. And the overwhelming majority of them were ready to come back in person. So we felt very confident in resuming the in-person service awards, and we thank you for your support in having us to resume doing them in person. So as Mr. Smith said, there is a total of 8 team members getting awards. 4 of them are with us today to receive their awards in person. The others were not able to be with us. So we will present the 4 awards this morning. And so we want to start with our longest tenured team member. And as I call your name, if you would step forward and receive your award from County Manager Smith. So with 20 years of service, I would like to present Lieutenant Gene Harley Jr. with the Chatham County Police Department.
You're not going to, or did not? Did not. Previous alderman in Bloomington. Appreciate his service.
With 15 years of service, I'd like to present Ms. Renee Hutley with Child Support Enforcement. I thought Liza was here. Wait. Manager's here. And also, Liza, you can stay. Because also with Child Support Enforcement, with 5 years of service, I would like to present Ms. Antoinette Vinson. And also, celebrating 5 years of service, Ms. Ashley Giles with the Board of Assessors.
That'd be nice to the assessor. She might run your price up. I broke the camera.
Oh. Thank you. Congratulations to all of our service award recipients. We appreciate your service to Chatham County, and we look forward to your continued service. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you to those who are in our service. At this time, we're going to have a presentation of a resolution, and I'm going to call on Mr. Alan Burns, who is the Director of the Coastal Regional Commission, as well as, I'm sorry, Jason, I didn't see you sitting there. He's the chairman. That's all right. And you can tell Alan why I'm dressed like this. All right, you can give them the inside joke that's at the commission.
That's right.
All right.
So, Chairman, thank you for having us, and Commissioners, thank you for having us as well. So my name is Jason Coley. I'm the Chair of the Coastal Regional Commission. I'm here today to present a resolution for the late Pete Lakakis. So I was reading over Pete's personal and professional accomplishments, and what an amazing man. Pete served 8 years on the board of the Coastal Regional Commission. He was always active and supportive of projects to better the city, the county, the region, and the state. Pete was always concerned about the needs of others, and his service will be felt for years to come. On May 11th, the 10 counties and 35 municipalities that make up the Coastal Regional Commission met and voted unanimously to approve this resolution to mourn the passing of a friend and to honor the outstanding service to this part of the state. Our organization just wanted to say thank you to his family and to his friends for sharing his life with us. So Tony, please accept this resolution. And on behalf of the Coastal Regional Commission, and thank you for sharing your dad with us again. Thank you,
If you wanted to say anything, Tony, you wanted to say anything?
First and foremost, this came from my stepmom, that I wanted everyone to know that it was my dad's real hair. And we just want to tell everyone with the city and the county and all these folks that have done so many nice things for my father since he passed. We appreciate all the kind words. And just, you know, the appreciation for the things that he did for the, you know, for the people of Savannah, because in Chatham County, he loved this town. And I think he was probably one of the best ambassadors this county and city has ever had. And we just want to thank you again, and God bless all of you.
And we thank you,
Thank you.
and thank your family. At this time, let me call on Nathan Benton, who will be receiving the next proclamation as we declare the month of June 2022 as Chatham County Safety Month. The County of Chatham, Georgia, proclamation. Whereas each year, a million of Americans suffers disabling injuries, and with almost 4,000 occurring in the state of Georgia alone. And whereas all citizens deserve to live in the communities that promote safety and healthy living environment and safety communities requiring the cooperation of all levels of government, business, and industry employees, as well as the general public. And whereas through the support and observance of the National Safety Month each year, employers are helping to reserve and prevent the increase in accidental injuries and death. Now therefore, I, Chester A. Ellis, Chairman, on behalf of the Chatham County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim June as Chatham County Safety Month, and encourage all employees and citizens to establish and maintain safe practices in their homes, workplace, and community. In witness whereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the seal of Chatham County, Georgia, to be affixed this 27th day of May, 2022. Mr. Benton.
Just want to thank you, Chairman Ellis and Commissioners. Want to thank you for recognizing this month. It's very important for us as safety. And actually, just this week, we were honored to have Chairman Ellis in one of our training sessions. So we really appreciate the leadership and leading from the top and supporting our team. I just want to take a second, because none of this would be possible without our team. So I have Lee Harold, our training manager. Tori Brown is our safety compliance. Amy Petrie's the brains of the office. She's our administrative assistant that keeps everybody straight. And Ben Lewis is our new accessibility coordinator, focuses on ADA compliance. So it takes a lot of different things going on, but without your support of county managers, we wouldn't be able to do what we do and see this positive culture shift that's happening in our county. So thank you.
Thank you all. We appreciate what you do, and we hope that people will take to heart that it takes all of us to be safe and to help each other be safe in what we do. And I enjoyed the class the other day. Enjoyed your instructions, all right? Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Proclamation recognizing the month of June 2022 as Pet Preparation Month in Chatham County, and Dr. Harper is here. The County of Chatham, Georgia, proclamation. Whereas Pet Preparation this month creates an important opportunity for residents of Chatham County that have pets to be prepared for any type of emergency. And whereas taking steps towards personal preparation and ensuring that our household, families, friends, neighbors, and pets are prepared for disasters can reduce fatalities and economic diversity following a major crisis. And whereas participating in Pet Preparation Month will increase the number of pets owners who understand the impact of disasters in our community and will know what to do to keep them and their pets safe. Now therefore, I, Chester A. Ellis, Chairman, on behalf of the Chatham County Board of Commissioners, do hereby recognize June 2022 as PEP Preparation Month in Chatham County and urge all citizens to make preparations a priority and work together to ensure the individual, family, and community and pets are prepared for disaster and emergency, in any type of emergency. In witness whereof, I have hereto set my hands and called the seal of Chatham County, Georgia, to be affixed this 27th day of May 2022. Dr. Harper.
First, I'd like to thank you, Commissioner Ellis, Chairman Ellis, to have us here today and have this, to get this awareness out there. Pet preparedness is a hard thing to say. It's a harder
Yeah.
thing to do sometimes, especially when you start out and all the personal preparedness and all the other P's in there. I wish I could have brought some of the staff with me. They're actually doing a lot of, taking care of a lot of animals at the shelter right now. I think it's important to know and important to get the message out there that we need to be prepared with our animals, pets, to get microchipped, get vaccinated, those kind of things, to be ready for any kind of disaster. In any kind of disaster or any kind of emergency situation, we need to be aware that, pets need to be taken care of. They're part of our family, so we need to take care of them as part of the family. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all. All right, we don't have any chairman items or commissioner items. We don't have any table items. We go to items for individual action. Number one, to request approval of the following budget amendments and transfer. In the multiple grant fund, increased revenues and expenditures, $85,000 for the Georgia Recreation and Park Association Boost Grant. Two, in the Special Service District, transferred $25,000 from contingency to solid waste curbside pickup. Three, in the curbside pickup fund, increased revenue and expenditures, $25,000. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second? It's properly motion and second that the request be granted. During this period of unreadiness, there's someone from Parks and Rec who wants to speak to us, Mr. Manager, about the boost.
Boost program.
Tony, you met Tony earlier in the pre-meeting, so he can give you a couple details about the
Okay.
boost as requested by board. And I apologize for the frog in my throat.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Thank you for having this opportunity to speak on the Building Opportunities of Out-of-School Time Grant. This was born out of the American Rescue Plan that was passed in March 2021. Our involvement and solicitation to try to achieve this grant was born out of this body right here. Back in March, when we were having a discussion of the things that we do and how we were going to move recreation forward, thanks to Commissioner Whiteley, who was informational in passing on that there were grant opportunities out there, we started to do our homework and our research. This $85,000 grant is a reimbursable grant to provide opportunities for us to nurture our youth, the leaders of tomorrow, by creating a holistic environment where we encourage learning acceleration as well as connectedness and mental health awareness. It's the first step in growing our programming for youth, growing our after-school programming, and our summer camp programming. So with this, we'll be able to afford the opportunities to have these youth come together and build community, connections, foster and grow friendships that will last a lifetime, hopefully, as well as enrich them through exposures to meaningful opportunities and activities. Again, like I said, this is the first step in a microcosm. There's been $85 million allotted over the next 33 years. So again, we hope to follow this up with an after-school program, but this affords us to be able to offer a truly outstanding summer camp opportunity.
Thank you. Commissioner Whiteley, you want to make any comments?
Not necessarily, just thank you so much. And just for the record, it was not just me, it was multiple, many of my colleagues up here who care about engaging the youth. And so I appreciate y'all continued support as our youth are tomorrow. Thank you for what you guys do. I'm excited that we're gonna have a funded summer camp. That's gonna be awesome.
All right. Please cast your votes. All right. It passes. Request board approval for the chairman to sign the modification of the cooperative agreement to deobligate remaining funds on the non-renewable grant with the U.S. Corps of Engineers. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly motion and second that the request be granted. Are you ready for the question? Please cast your votes. Okay. Now we call upon the chief who will give us his monthly report.
Have a good week.
Yeah, that's just.
It sounded worse than it was.
All right, go ahead, chief. Just me getting tripped up on all these wires under me.
I thought I saw Commissioner Milton's
Y'all kinda
foot go
stick
out.
these- Yeah, y'all kind of put these up somewhere, so last thing I need to do is fall. Come on, chief.
Thank you, sir. Well, good morning, everybody. What I'd like to do is, when we get to the maps, is kind of scroll through them, because I know in the interest of time, we didn't get out here till late. And if anyone has any questions, just let me know. This reflecting our crime totals for the year. We're about 50% less in robberies. We are up a little bit in aggravated assaults as you look over to the right. We've had shoplifting is up relative to 38 incidents. But total crime is 5.4% below 2021 and just a little under 1% in 2020. So we're tracking in the right direction. A lot of hard work by the men and women of Chatham County Police Department, and particularly our Criminal Investigations Division. We've had kind of a new group of detectives transfer in there, and we were very excited about their energy and their dedication to what they do. Many times they get called out in the middle of the night. They stay late. They come in early. They served some search warrants yesterday. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my new CID personnel. And again, I'm going to scroll through these maps if you don't mind, because I think today, when I get to the rest of the presentation, is about people, and that's what our business is. It's about people. Some of my people are your people in our community. One thing we wanted to do around officer safety and wellness is we brought in a gentleman, Chief Robert White, who facilitated a training relative to this book called Emotional Survival for Law Enforcement. This was written by Dr. Kevin Gilmartin. I know Kevin, have met him many times, and what this does is it really focuses on the officers and how they navigate the challenges of this profession, personally and professionally, how they interact with their spouse at home. We really wanted to focus on them. This doesn't have anything to do with driving or making an arrest or anything like that, but there are many challenges that officers face. And as often as we talk about officers that get killed in the line of duty, twice as many take their own life, which obviously doesn't get reported and doesn't get talked about very much. But I just wanted to make sure that our officers have the tools to be able to navigate the career that they have chosen, and we wanted to provide that to them. So we were very thankful that we were able to get Chief White here, and I think it went off very well. We actually opened it up to free to all the agencies in the region. Civilians could come. Some folks from Human Resources came, from Carolyn's team. We were very thankful for that because many of the principals, even though they may not be a law enforcement officer, we all have challenges in life, and hopefully they got something out of it. So I just wanted to highlight that. We were able to provide that for our officers. Moving on, we continue with our partnership with Phi Beta Sigma. We had they came out to Bethesda Fitness Day along with our officers and helped with the students out there. Cops and Clippers, we have an event coming up here shortly with them. That's where myself, perhaps another chief in the area, will just go to the barbershop and talk about law enforcement, relationships, community service. Last year when I did it, I had the best time. I just thought it was a very good conversation in a very informal environment. I thought we all took away a lot from it. And then Phi Beta came to the precinct and cooked out for our officers. They grilled hot dogs and hamburgers. They provided the food. They did all the work, and they just wanted to show their appreciation for our officers, and I truly, truly appreciated that. Other events that we've participated in, a Healthy Kids Day at Islands YMCA, a visit to Autism and Behavioral Specialist School, first responders visit to Savannah Christian Prep School. You know, this is just such a great engagement between us and the community. Our officers get a lot out of it. It's good for their spirit, and hopefully the community gets a lot out of it as well. Here are our citizen contacts from March 20th through May 21st. We had just over 1,000 in 9 weeks. We continue to push that as a foundation of our agency, getting out and having positive human contact with our citizens, and the blue dots reflect those points of contact throughout unincorporated Chatham County. We do have a new Marine Patrol commander, Lieutenant Bill Sharpley. He's a born and raised Savannian. He knows the waterways probably as well as anyone, if you know Bill, so very encouraged for him to take on his new role, and I know he's very excited. So if there's anything that you may need relative to Marine Patrol, or you want to go out on a ride along on the boat, you just let us know. We'll get you out there, and he'll take you around. So, sad to say, Esquina Wright, many of you may have met her in many of our community events. She's our neighborhood liaison officer. She is leaving us and going to the FBI. Their gain and our loss. But what a fantastic lady. Can't say enough about her. An infectious smile. I've never seen her have a bad day. She's just a very, very gem of a person, and we wish her the best in her new endeavors. I did want to, relative to that, so I did want to highlight some staffing numbers just as a conversation point. As shown in the pie charts below, the CCPD vacancy rate for sworn officers has increased from 8% in 2020, 21% in 21, and currently we're at 23%. We have 33 vacancies currently. We're working diligently relative to recruiting. We've had some success in our Facebook and Instagram ads. We've reached 841,000 people with those ads. Hopefully that drives people to our website. We're working with HR to do a couple tweaks to our application process to make it a little flow a little bit easy. I do know we have I think 7 people identified for the next police academy. However, with that said, we're at a critical point, I believe. I think we do a great job with what we have, but we can't be as proactive as we would like to be. And I do know, in working with the manager's office, they've been very supportive, as well as human resources. But there may be some decisions that the commission may have to make, you know, relative to some of our requests around benefits and things of that nature. So I appreciate any consideration within all the constraints that we have and all the considerations that you have to do when we look at what we're trying to do for our law enforcement officers, for the ones that we have and the ones that we want. So, but I do appreciate all the support from everybody. They've been fantastic, and we'll continue to be diligent as we move forward.
I have a quick question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am.
How do your vacancies compare to the vacancies in other police departments around the area?
I think we're all running, in my conversations with Chief Minter, Sheriff Wiltshire, and others, we all run around the 20% range, maybe some a little bit higher, some a little bit lower. I talk about this pretty consistently with my colleagues across the country, where I previously was the chief. They are running about a 20-25%. So it's not unique to Chatham County Police Department or even Chatham County. There's a variety of, I think there's a variety of reasons why we are in this situation as we speak. I could go on and on. I won't probably bore you.
No, I was just curious. It seemed to me that your department is run very well, and I'm a little surprised that you're probably not even below average, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, thank you. I do think we have a good department. I really do. I think we treat our people well. The county treats their employees well. And I think we do everything we can to try to mentor and grow our young officers into the professionals that they need to be so they can, you know, have a successful career throughout their lives. You know, I did do kind of some categorizing of why folks have left. I think we had about 22 of the 30-something folks leave for other agencies. Why they left to go to another agency, some left the area. Some of it's family. You know, we have many men and women that we hire that come out of the military. They're from different areas of the country. They stay here for a little bit. They start having children. They go back home, or they have a better support network, things of that nature. We've had probably 14, 15 leave and got out of the profession entirely. It just wasn't for them, for whatever reason. A couple left for childcare. I know we had one fantastic young female officer leave recently, and she went to Walmart to make more money.
You said Walmart?
She went to Walmart.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and I don't say that to be dramatic. I just, but that kind of shocked me. I will have to tell you, in 31 years,
Reality of it.
in 31 years in the business, that did shock me. She couldn't find housing. She couldn't find housing in Chatham County. Or the area, the housing boom and the inability of folks to find adequate housing. So that's a conversation we're also having with Human Resources and looking at some things that we can do relative to that. So, but rest assured, we're working hard. Our officers are doing a great job. We're responding to calls, and I appreciate all your support, and as we go forward, the support you'll give us. So. And lastly, you may have seen, whoop, that didn't make the slide, okay. I had added a slide, I guess it didn't get in this one, but as you may have heard, we lost one of our officers, 29-year-old Jake Gillian, to brain cancer. Jake, he was a fabulous young man, and a wonderful wife, Melissa, a beautiful young little girl. Served in the U.S. Army and then worked for Savannah Chatham, and then came over to us several years ago. He just turned 29, May 7th, and fought a courageous battle. Never heard him complain. Never heard him say, why me? And, sorry, I get emotional.
It's good having a chief that cares. And I'm proud to say I hired him.
Thanks, boss, I appreciate it. You know, and I've dealt with a line of duty death, and as tragic as that is, it makes sense. To me, this doesn't make sense. But nonetheless, we're there to support his wife. The 200 Club has been fantastic in ushering in some support for her, financial resources and things of that nature. We'll be meeting after this meeting to plan his funeral, and we'll get that information out as quickly as we can. But just wanted to honor Jake for his service to us and wish his family well. Thank you.
All right, we have Commissioner Milton has a question.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to echo your sentiments on Esquina Officer White. She was really helpful to me when I came on the commission and getting to know my community. And I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the neighborhoods, all of them.
We have selected a new Esquina, Kadisha McGowan, and the next presentation, I'll bring Kadisha in and introduce her to everybody, and she's another fantastic young lady, but thank you for that.
Thank you.
Any other? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Getting ready to go to the action calendar, and as I understand it, we are removing from the action calendar number 6.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, and now,
Mr. can you, well, not remove, but can you pull?
Yeah, but we gotta get that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving too
Yeah.
fast. My bad.
Yeah, all right. Let me have a motion, excuse me. Let me have a motion to receive the action calendar in its entirety, and then we'll get to the discussion part.
With the exception of number 6, right?
Well, yeah, with the exception of number 6.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Probably motion and second that the action calendar be accepted as entirety, except for number 6. All right, are we ready for the question? And,
Discussion.
Commissioner Whiteley, yes, now is the time. We going to J.
Thank you.
you wanna-
So I want to start with item F, Mr. Chairman.
All right, item F.
Which is the change order number 3 to the professional service contract of the Architecture Forum Architects, or ADG. So my question is, in the staff report, part of the reason is we had to do a square footage increase. I want to know who prompted that increase. Additionally, there's a discussion about sewage and potable water system being added to this. I'm curious why this wasn't included in the original plan. And so ultimately, and also I'd like to see the last 2 change orders. So I'm gonna ask if we can maybe pull this until our next meeting so we can get some more information on that.
We don't have that, we don't have those information here today, so, all right, so we'll take off F.
Okay.
All right.
And then for J, you have the same concerns as myself, Mr.
Right.
Chairman. If we can get some more discussion on J, perhaps from the architectural firm, or whoever it may be.
All right. Is the representative from Dewberry here? Would you come forward?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We understand from engineering and that there are major concerns we have with the change order number 4.
Okay.
All right? So can you explain to us, from your perspective, exactly why this had to be, why we had to do this change order?
Yes, sir. We are working closely with the contractor in the county to go through all the drawings, identify everything that needs to be accounted for to complete the construction. And there are some issues that have arisen. Some are, there have been some omissions of portions that probably should have been in the drawings. And there are also some allowances that the contractor put into their bid that turned out to be on the low side, so we've had to adjust that to get to the correct number. We feel like we've worked through most of these issues and, can move forward pretty confidently from here. Things that we're concerned about moving in the future is the supply side issues. That is a big issue in the construction industry right now. There were some discussions about concrete, difficulty getting that. Hopefully that won't be an issue. But right now, that's the only supply side issue they seem to be have a heightened concern over.
All right. Now, you said that these things are coming about because there were some omissions in the
Yes, sir.
architectural design?
Yes, sir. There were, I'm more than willing to go through this. Light fixture item number F, those should have been in the contract drawings and they weren't. And that is the cost of those fixtures. They would have been in the bid had they been included in the bid and would have been something that would have been accounted for. Let's see here, we got down in N, light fixtures for fixture D at stair landings. It was determined that the light level probably was not adequate there, so we had to add some light fixtures there. And then a couple of other electrical items, the jockey pump circuit was something we had to add, and the generator panel additional circuit, the last one, item P. There were some unforeseen conditions, the demolition of existing tunnel utilities A. We're having to connect the building back to the existing courthouse, and until you dig the hole and see what's down there, you don't really fully know. So that's where A comes from. Precast lettering on the portico, that's item B. There was a lot of discussion about what were shown versus how it could actually be constructed, and there was a slight increase there. Item C, the custom medallions, that's the item where there was an allowance in the bid. However, the allowance was not sufficient to cover the cost of the actual medallions. Item D, roof structure modifications. We had shown in our design attachments, if you will, for window washing material. And in the final sort of structural analysis, it was determined that that needed to be beefed up a little bit to properly hold up the equipment. Item E, elevator room wiring changes. When the final elevator was picked, they had a different method for providing power to that that required some additional cost. So I keep going every one if you want.
No, here's my concern, and here's what I get irritated about, okay?
Yes, sir.
Any one of us who has been in Chatham County, if you dig in that ground, you don't know what you're gonna find, all right? And so we know we have to make adjustments for that. Where I have a problem with those things that should have been included but were omitted.
Fair.
See, and by them being omitted, that's costing us, see? And so we don't have a choice because we're in the midst of this, but to make these change orders. But when problems come with things that have been omitted, then I've got a real problem, all right? Everybody out here know, and Mr. Dunn know when they were in here, I dislike change orders, okay? I'm cleaning up out of hate. I don't use the word hate no more. But I really, really dislike change orders, especially when I find that these things should have been included, but not included. See, and what that makes me say is that somebody didn't do their due diligence, okay? And what it does is that we have to be accountable to the constituents who elected us about how we handle their monies, okay? So I really think that you really need to get on the ball and get these things cleared up so that we can know exactly what we're doing as we go forward, because this is a process now. Everything we're doing now is below ground, all right? So when we come up above ground, we don't need to come back with change orders of stuff that was omitted.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So
Understood.
I ask that you please do your due diligence and go back and look at the plans and things that you presented with us with, and all those omissions be cleared up and be worked out with staff, all right? So that we don't come back in this position again,
Understood.
all right? So I hope you will do that with us expeditiously, all right? So that we can know
Yes, sir.
where we're going, because you gotta remember, we're in the budget process.
Yes, sir.
And this stuff have to be paid for, and see, this is a change order that we can't say, put off,
Yeah.
all right? Because if we stop the process, it's gonna cost us triple down the line. So please take care of those omissions, all right? And I say to staff, to those who are working with you, please point out those omissions so we can get them taken care of and we can do it once, because we don't need to do this 6 or 7 times. We're at number 4 now, so we don't need to come back with number 11, change order, because that's gonna really irk.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of them, but that's gonna really irk me, all right? Especially when I found out it's something that was omitted,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, that's fair.
All right.
If-
Commissioner Whiteley, any other commissioner now? Okay, Commissioner Whiteley.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And what was your name, sir? You were talking real loud, couldn't hear you.
Sorry, Jim Bate.
Mr. Bates.
Yeah.
All right, so first I want to say that I think it's unfair to you, as well as the constituents of Chatham County, that you're having to come and speak on behalf of the entity that we awarded a $71 million contract for. You know, so things that weren't included, as I heard you say, these are some of the things that weren't included in the initial scope. And so
So the buck stops with me, though, so you have no need to apologize.
That's fine. Additionally, I don't know. I heard our chairman respectfully say that we have to stop. If we don't approve this, we have to stop. But I also know that our chairman is not the contractor, and I'm curious as to why things would stop if it couldn't go 2 weeks for the contractor who submitted the initial bid to actually, some of these things that were just not included in the original bid. I understand we're gonna find things. We're up to over $1 million in change orders at this point on this contract. I understand there were things we did know. It was stated to us by engineering that there were gonna be some changes. There were gonna we should expect those because of the groundwork. I know it's been a tremendous undertaking making, digging in the ground alone over there and what we're finding and uncovering. But I just don't think that it's right that you're here on behalf of the contractor and then we're
I'm with the architect.
okay.
I'm
well,
with the architect.
I know you're the architect.
Right.
You said that their initial bid was some of the things that were supposed to be in the initial bid were not there, right?
They were
And that-
not
and
in the
that's-
design.
They were not
left
in
out
design.
by the-
Right.
The architect didn't
That's
put them
our-
in.
Not JE.
So therefore, the contractor didn't bid on them because
Bid
they
on
weren't there.
Ah, okay.
We just
So-
want to clear that.
On the brakes. But additionally, I do think that I don't know how we can sit here and say definitively that this can't go forward if we don't approve these, because we haven't heard from the people who are doing the building that it can't go forward. So could you perhaps elaborate on
Yeah,
that?
I sure can. I mean, I talked about the supply side issues that are going on right now. It is critical to keep the project moving, to tie down all loose ends. People are not holding prices. If you can't contract for something today, the price is gonna go up again next week. And if it's something that has to be in the project, and it's gotta be in the project, you're only gonna pay more for it down the road. And if I could say one thing,
Sure.
just to try to put like brackets around this whole issue. We were working on the project and working really, really hard to get this thing out to bid. We saw a tsunami of work that was coming down the road in Chatham County. And if you see all the cranes that are going up in the city right now, that tsunami hit. And we knew it was critical to get the project out to bid so that we would get good pricing from the subcontractors before they all got flush with work and, and then could be less aggressive about pricing the building. I don't know how many of you folks are aware of how good a number you got for the low bid of this project. We were frankly astounded at the number when it came in, and that's. But the downside of that, in working real hard to get this thing out and getting ahead of that wave of work, is there were some things that were left out, and no excuse for that. That's our fault, and I take that squarely. But I do think it's good to understand that it was critical. If we bid this project today, you probably pay 20% or more for the same building, easily. That's the price increases we've seen just in the last 18 months. So, but again, I'm not trying to make an excuse for what we left out. It shouldn't have been left out. But the rush is probably added to that happening.
Right, and so I understand that, and I appreciate that comment, and I appreciate your accountability on that, on
absolutely.
that level. And I just say that, I don't care that we got a good deal because we got a good deal, but then we don't got a good deal because we got change order. So it's, it's almost like it was fake in the first place. And this is something that we've seen continuously over the years. And so it's not like COVID or supply chain issues caused this. And so, with that being said, I'll yield the floor back to the chairman. I appreciate you pulling it, Mr. Chairman. But I think we have to really make sure, as our chairman said when we awarded the original contract, that these change orders, we're going to watch them. And I have a considerable amount of time on my hands now, and I definitely will be watching. So I'm hopeful that we can just go ahead and let's get this done without having to, no pun intended, get this done without having to add on multiple millions of dollars of more change orders. But thank you for being here.
Sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Commissioner Lockett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sir, I am concerned about the professionals who there are some things that was foreseen, which was not seen, and some things unseen. As he mentioned, the things under the ground, you can't really tell about that. Then I think about the so-called good deal. A good deal to me, sir, is not a good deal until the very end, till all debts are paid. Then it's a good deal. But it was just too much speculation here. And I'm very concerned about that.
Understood.
All right, any other comments, son? All right, thank you, sir.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be working, we have to burn the midnight oil and some of the morning oil,
okay.
to get this straight. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let us now vote.
Mr. Chairman, the record reflects that we were pulling item,
6.
F. Okay, thank
So, yeah, that's the motion, right?
you. Because the motion was to, accept it in its entirety with the exception of 6.
And
And F.
F.
So we amended
Yeah,
the
we,
motion. Gotcha.
didn't we say that?
Well, we never officially amended
I
the
don't
motion.
think, I don't,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I do not think I included that in my motion, and I will restate the motion
Okay,
to exclude item number 6 and item number F.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Second.
All right, so now, vote. All right, the votes are cast, all right? We got the action calendar in. No, we took that off. F is off, right?
That was the motion.
That's what the motion, to take
Yeah.
it off.
F is
No,
off
they
and
don't
6
wanna
is
vote on the
off.
second, they wanted, F to come off, and they wanted, 6 to come off. And they'll bring it back, yeah. Yeah, we need more details on that. That's the motion. They just passed. All right, the first reader, amend to dig once ordinance, numbering to include in chapter 24 entitled Environment Regulations of the Chatham County Code. Read into the record. And we go to the second reader, and the thing we'll say here is that it's continued until the June 24th meeting or beyond, all right?
Mr. Chairman? At
Yes.
some point, could we get some more information on that? I
That's,
mean,
that's why we continuing it.
Okay,
And not only from the, commission standpoint, but there are, homeowner organizations and other groups that want more information, and that's why we noted that we're gonna consider moving it until the 24th.
okay.
But if
well-
we don't have all the information by then, we'll move it again until we get everything, until we answer all the questions about this that need to be answered.
Okay, and will some of that information be distributed to?
All
the
of it,
commission?
not some of it, all of it will be, go to the commissioners.
Plus, we want to, with staff, hold a
Right.
meeting with these organizations. I think we're there, but we just need to get down kind of in the weeds on what it does. And last conversation with
right,
home
because-
builders was pretty good, and we'll pass that along to you.
Yeah, the information that I had didn't answer all of my questions, so I just want to make sure.
Giving us all the details, we've just had phone calls, so we thought it best just to let it stay, have meetings with them, bring it back.
Okay,
And also answer all
The
your
questions.
concerns that you have with it too.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Milton?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Also, we were discussing the verbiage of this item.
All that's a part of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that's a part of this, the whole kit and caboodle,
Thank you,
all
Mr.
right?
Chairman.
Nothing moves forward until we've gotten all that cleared up. All right, with that, we go to informational items.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Manley?
Couple things, we did give you the memo on May 23rd reference, and we've sent this out to the public, May 31st, next Tuesday, 1 PM. We do have a FY '23 budget workshop with elected officials and constitutional officers. I do have, and we've sent it out to everyone, the only ones requesting to bring their budgets to you is juvenile court, probate court, district attorney, and we are gonna cover the fire budget just because of its, where it is in consideration. Then June 10th, 9:30, public hearing on the FY '23 budget, including blueprint funding, because some do want to come, these are the nonprofits. Some do want to come and discuss their issues with what was recommended. June 16th, 9:30 a.m., we have the first public hearing on millage levy. And remember, we always have to remind folks, that is on the millage. It is not a budget discussion from the public. It is on the millage. Sometimes we have to clarify that. 6 p.m., same day, second public hearing on millage. We are opening up June 17th as an optional day. If you still have information that you need brought to you, that we would have that day open at 1 p.m. June 24th, third public hearing on millage levy and consideration of FY '23 budget. I did give you a report on several items, including Parks and Rec. ARPA, the business grants, that's going very well. The third party's doing a good job getting those to us. We've signed a number of grants, and we'll be getting more information to you, but that program's going really well. I'm very pleased. Next, Ms. Chairman, I would like to pass along all of our condolences to Assistant County Manager Michael Kegler in the passing of his father this week. There's viewing this afternoon, services tomorrow. But condolences
At
to
the
him and his
Tremont
family.
Temple Baptist Church.
Yes,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tremont Temple.
And, Mr. Chairman, if I could ask, I don't get to see my dad very often. I would like to be excused. I've got a 9-hour drive, and I'd like to get there to at least spend some time with him
All right,
tonight.
let me do this just before I excuse you, because y'all told me, yeah, we can do it, and y'all didn't do it. That list you read out with all those dates and stuff, it's supposed to be up on that screen. Remember me saying that yesterday? Take that, listen, we can do it shortly. Take that piece of paper you got and put it up on that overhead
It got, I don't know, I got missed.
and get it up there.
Okay,
Give her, you just read off, give it to her.
here.
See if we can pop that up on all those screens.
I know you have, it's like backing up a trailer. You have to go the opposite way.
All right.
There you go.
Focus in on those dates and times. The other stuff that, the reading part, where he talking to the ladies and gentlemen, we can move it up some so we can get the dates and the time beginning with May 31st, all right? I want to make sure that the public has a chance, if they go to look at this on our website
Yes.
or on our TV station, they can see those dates and times.
Okay.
So that folks can have a chance to know. Please make this also available to the news media, all right? So that they can get these dates and times out so that we can get those things
Yeah,
done.
we
to
did the press release to
All
the
right.
media, and we're gonna do it again next week.
Good, just make sure we get it out, 'cause I want folks to know, all right? So they have a chance as we go through this budget cycle to get all questions asked, answered, and done with before we get to budgeting, all right? We're closing out May, we're getting into June, and we need to close it out before June because it needs to go into effect by July 1, okay? So that's why we're talking about the due diligence of that. Anything else coming from any other commission now about information? Yes, sir.
Just, on that, ARPA grant summary, just quick question, when it comes to the, when we look at that pie chart that we have, it says MBE, minority-owned business, women-owned business, and then it says it again, it looks like they're accounted for in two separate
There,
colors. What's the difference?
well, some of that is, for instance, if you're doing, like federal funding, they ask that it be, and we talk about this all the time, one is like /DBE, some are MWBE, so we're following, and GDOT has a way. So it depends on what the funding stream is, and we list those based on the funding stream and what's required by them.
The grant came from ARPA funding, right?
Right.
A federal, so they required it to be in a certain format as far as MWBE. Is that the one you're looking at? I don't have it
Yeah,
in
because it
front of
looks
me.
like we're at 68% for minority-owned business, women-owned business.
Yes,
So, but
as
then,
far as the grant.
That's county.
Yeah,
right, what I'm saying is there's
Exactly.
two of the same listings represented by two separate colors.
yeah. Tara, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So could that just be a typo? That we just included it twice rather than?
I'm gonna give you
that's
the expert.
68% of the amount given, though.
I'm giving the expert. I was like breathing hard, going, "Come on, Tara."
I know Tara.
Well, and you must understand now, this is that portion of ARPA fund that deals with small businesses.
I understand
So
that.
therefore, you're gonna have the MBE, WBE, and then also when you're looking at it now federally, they only recognize DBE.
Mr. Chairman, I
Yeah,
understand
okay.
that. What I'm
So
saying is this
it's-
chart,
It looks like it's done twice.
it is minority-owned business, MBE, women-owned business. Then, and that's, we'll say, the 48%. Then 20%, minority-owned business, women-owned business. 20%. So it's the same thing.
Okay, but I think the two, just to classify, it's got the women-owned business as one category, and then minority-owned business women is a separate category. So you've got a dark blue, and then you've got a lighter blue color. Is that what you're referencing, Commissioner?
Right, so then, I guess, yes, but then we're talking about 4 different categories. I see the second on the list, women-owned business, WBE, right?
That's the 20%.
Okay, and then, so you're saying that 20% also accounts for minority-owned business?
No, that's the 10% to the left of that.
All right,
So that 48% is individuals who applied that did not fit into any of the other categories.
gotcha.
And then you go around the circle to the left and come back around to the top. Yeah, it's going counterclockwise.
Jesus. Well, it's not even complicated. It's just, it's hard to kind of determine that, to decipher that. If Joe Schmo didn't have the wonderful Ms. Tara Smith to break it down, it looks like we're putting the same thing multiple times. The last question I have is what was the total amount of money that's been given, or at least roughly, up to this point? Well, no, it was up
18,
to
hold on.
25,000 each. So,
450,000?
okay. All right, thank you.
All right, any other questions there? All right, now, there is a need for us to go into executive session. We're gonna talk about real estate. We don't have the litigation part. All right, just real estate, all right? So may I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Probably motion and second that we go into executive session for real estate. Please vote. All right, all votes are in. We give you a chance to do a break, and after the break, let us go into real estate. Yes, sir. Drive safely now. Yeah, don't be trying to hurry.
My dad has been talking about the menu for 10 days.
Well, just don't speed, cause, you're right.